Okay, it's all right.
Okay, we'll see who's going to be the
Thank you.
first one to jump on.
Maybe make sure we're going.
Okay, we're live.
We're live? Ooh, yippee.
But nobody is on yet. So
That's because we're on time.
We are on time this morning. Okay.
You gotta love
Trisha
that.
was the first one. Jan,
Trisha, welcome.
Good morning. It was nice seeing your group here yesterday.
Oh, yeah. Yes, and we have something to show for that.
Yes, they made us treats.
Oh, yes. I brought one out. I should have brought a couple. All right.
Okay.
I'll move over here out of the out from behind the arm. Anyway, we are here today. Good morning, everybody. Happy hump day. It's Wednesday. Oh, it's a hump day dump day.
It is.
Well, I can dump this paper
Yeah, we can
pack.
dump that too.
Yeah, we can't. Maggie dumped this the other day.
Oh, okay.
So
never mind.
We'll figure out something. Don't worry. We'll dump. We'll dump because it's a hump. Anyway, welcome. I'm Kelly at Memory Bound here in Iowa, and Diane is with me today. So thanks,
Good morning,
Diane.
everybody.
I'm going to show you what I was going to do today, and then I'll show you what we are going to do. We're not doing what I had planned, but we're going to do something different. And we have a couple things to show you before we get started. So if we're ready, should we start showing stuff, Diane?
Kelly is the master of coming up with ideas in 5 minutes.
This is something I wanted to do, and we will do the other thing, and I'll show you that. Yesterday we had a couple of friends from down south in Kansas City.
Yep, some visitors.
Terry and Jan were here, and look at the card they brought us.
This card
Diane loves this card.
Cute, because that was my favorite paper from last year.
Christmas Lodge,
Yes.
Merrymakers last year.
Love that paper.
So they brought us this, their whole theme was stars. So they brought us this card, which is beautiful. And then they also brought us treat boxes for all of our staff. Oh my gosh. It's like dimensional.
Very dimensional.
And it's a box. And Jan sent me an email this morning to link the pattern, and I'll send it to you if you want to give it a try. But look how it opens. And then inside there are all these nice little treats.
And it is full of goodies, which we so appreciate.
So, Diane, I just got the whole star theme. Just now as I said it, I got it. So here, I'll show you what the pattern looks like. And then in a separate post, I will post this and you can print it. And I believe Jan printed it right on the back of her pattern paper. So she was using one-sided pattern paper. You could maybe use two-sided if it's not a busy pattern and you can still see. And then she printed this right on there. So we'll put the link after our video in a separate post. I'll put the link and pictures of all the little goodie boxes that Jan and Terry brought for us. So.
Okay, so to make a card like that opens up, do you want to?
Yeah, Janet made one of these in one of her card kits. Now this, basically you're going to cut it out a couple times because you got two stars, and then you are going to glue the tip together, maybe score it on your top side. And I think Jan has 2 layers on here. I'm not sure if Jan or Terry made this, but it looks like it might be 2 paper layers because it's kind of heavy, don't you think?
It is, yes.
And it does stand up. Someone was very excited because it stands up.
Look how cute
that
is.
I think
love
I'm
that.
just going to put it right here so that we can enjoy it during our video.
Yeah. Well, you California ladies get up early for us.
Gosh.
Wow.
So is it like 7:30 in California?
Do they set their clocks back?
I don't know.
I know Arizona doesn't,
right,
but
that's right.
I don't know.
Yeah, we already
it's
changed our clocks,
confusing.
didn't we? All right, so Diane, I'm going to show everybody what I was going to do today, but I'm not doing.
And this is pretty awesome.
It's really neat.
It is really
I'm
cool.
inspired. Katie designed a file folder, Folio, or like a mini album. And she designed this a couple years ago, and we have her directions. And so I was inspired. This is one that I made maybe a year ago. And this is using Katie's idea, her pattern. And you can, once you make one, you can just add more flips, and you can add pockets. And this was actually made with some Tim Holtz paper. I was going to say fabric. I was going to say fabric because I'm so confused about everything. So that was one that I had made in the past, and they just fold up and they got a little magnet, and that reminds me of what I forgot was a magnet, and I'm going to need that today.
File folders? Well, we're not going to.
Yeah. And this was another one that I had made. So you can just see how fun these are. I need a magnet for my project today, if you wouldn't mind getting me one.
Okay.
If you have to get a package, that's okay.
Look in the boxes over there.
So anyhow, that was my inspiration, and this is going to be a kit.
And making this for Christmas.
Well, and
would
we
be awesome.
were able to get this paper from Kaiser
Yes,
Craft.
I loved it when it came in.
It's navy, and here's the cards that you'll be able to make. It has nothing to do with the folio, but you're going to have extras to make these cards. And then here's the folio, and the reason I'm not doing it today is because I don't have the directions ready yet. But this is going to open up. Look at the snowflakes. Now this one is blank because I haven't put any pictures in it, but it's going to flip there. This is a little tuck area, and we'll show you all of this when we get ready. We will have a video with it and show it to you. But this is what I was going to do.
That paper right there.
Don't you love that?
Yes, that was my
And
favorite.
then this just all folds up like the other one and has a magnet.
It's kind of unique colors.
It's very unique. I love that green.
Yes, and
soft
that
green.
pattern or that paper that's used on the back, I like that.
Yeah. So anyway, we're not.
That is
this
coming.
is what we're not doing.
But it's coming.
It's coming. So then I was thinking about, well, I obviously was not going to have that done today. So what could we do? And there's one thing I have been wanting to make for a long time, and several other staff members have made this, and we've shown some of these, but I'm going to do it the Kellie way and show you how easy it can be. But this is the Tim Holtz Accordion Folio.
Alicia has
Oh yeah, and
done
they've made them where they're
amazing things with
super
these.
thick, and I think Katie made one.
But it's a great base.
And this is how it comes. You can use that ribbon if you want to. Diane picked me out some other ribbon for today. And it comes like this. It's like a blank canvas that you can do whatever you want. And in the middle is this accordion piece.
Which you can use or
my
not
gosh,
use.
yeah.
I think I cut mine apart.
Oh yeah, I think you did because you made one too.
Yeah.
So we're going to make that today. And I've got my paper picked
They're
out.
called Accordion Folio, and they are $6.99.
And it's really fun. And I'm going to show you how easy it can be.
Yep, Janet just linked it. We have our linker today.
Oh, yay, Janet. Now, everybody knows she's getting ready to move to Texas.
yeah.
So all of our Texas friends, how lucky you are.
House.
But you guys, she's staying at Memory
Yes, she
Bound.
is.
She's working remotely. So we have she kind of worked remotely before. So the collection I'm using is Holiday Charm, and I have loved this since it arrived. And then Maggie really inspired me when she used this a couple days ago on her tray. So this is our dump of the day, Diane.
So we are out of some of the individual papers, but they are coming. The green and the stripe, I think, are the two that we're out of.
But I'm using the collection pack.
Yeah.
And what's cool is, I didn't know this till last night, but you get two of
Ooh.
each paper.
Perfect.
So if you're like me, sometimes you don't want to cut into a paper because
Especially the cut apart.
what if I might want to use that for something else? But you get two of each. So there's one that's got some 4x6 and 3x4s.
This is like so sweet, that one right there.
I like it.
Yeah.
And this one is very unique because it's got roses. You don't see Christmas roses very often, but I'm using it because I like it.
And you know what? That's an awesome red.
That's
like a 49 in market red.
It is. It's got the speckles. It's got like
Yeah.
a kind of a doodle design. And then the stripes, Maggie used the stripes, and that really caught my eye. So I am using those, and I'll show you where.
I haven't bought this yet, but it's in my...
It's in your basket. And then Maggie used this one also, and this has got that beautiful greenery pattern with the holly, and then it's got the green trees on the back.
So the green trees Maggie used, and it's coming back in. Again,
So if you
that's
want
a
single
perfect
sheets.
green.
And then I'm going to use this one for my cover. And you know how I said how lucky it is that you get two of each? Because if I only had one of these, I'll show you why. This is the other side. If I only had one, I would never use this side because this is so important.
Look at all those
They're like
neat
they're
words.
embellishments. Yeah. So luckily you get two, so you don't have to worry, guys. You can cut it apart and you'll be great. And then this one has got those kind of old-fashioned ornaments.
Yeah.
And then you have a green kind of a, I don't know if you call that a filigree.
You know, sometimes when we get all this Christmas stuff in, we just get it in
just
and
get it out,
we
right?
get it out, and we don't. I don't sometimes just...
Well, it's just another SKU.
It is.
Right,
and
Diane?
the colors here that they used are awesome.
Well, I'm thinking this is probably the designer that did their Easter collection that did so well here at Memory Bound.
This is North
And probably Meadow Glow.
Yeah, that Meadow Glow was...
So that's what we're using, those two things.
Yeah,
And
this is an awesome collection.
And I'm going to set this aside so we can put it back together when we're done.
And it does have the ephemera with it.
Oh, yes. Here's the ephemera. And I can flip it over. This is $4.99. I can flip it over. Maggie showed this. She used all the little frames out of here and all the little pieces on her tray.
The frames are really good.
I didn't use this, but you certainly could.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Morning, Ruby.
So this is a how to make a Tim Holtz accordion folio the Kellie way. I'm going to get rid of my package. I'm not going to use this. I'm going to save this for something else.
You know, we all have our own styles, and that's what makes it so much fun.
We do.
I do our own thing.
We do our own thing. And I tried it when in order to explain something, you kind of have to know how to do it. So that's why I try to kind of figure things out ahead of time if I can. And so what I did last night, I did do a little pre-work, but not a lot. I took my folio, and you know what? I recommend this for any project. I wrote down all my dimensions that I need to cut paper for.
Oh, that's a great idea.
And if I knew what I was using, I put a little note like red ornament. And I put that on
what
there.
paper you're going to use.
Yeah, and if you don't know, then just write your measurements down and you'll figure it out as you go.
Are you going to, will that be posted?
The measurements?
Yeah, the picture. You'll just have to, you're putting paper over
I'm
the top.
I'm going to put paper over it. That's why I wrote on it. So it's not hard, you guys. Just measure your space and then just take 1/4 of an inch off or 1/8 of an inch, depending on how much you want.
Unless you want it to go edge to edge.
Right.
Most of the time we don't. Judy, there is no pattern for the star card. You would just have to use a star
just
die.
Use a die. Yeah, there's the Sizzix one, has got a great nesting. And you just cut out 2 of the same size.
And it can be any size.
Absolutely. And then you're good to go. Okay, I just realized, oh yeah, I do need a magnet. I thought I didn't need a magnet, and then I needed one, and then I didn't need one, but we do need one, Diane.
Good morning, Susie.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start out with the cover. And I did my cover, made it a little more difficult because
that's what we do.
That's what I do. And I really love this paper. So I'm going to use this paper, and my cover needs to be 5 7/8 by 4 or 4 1/4 by 5 7/8.
And this one is called Happy Holidays.
And I like this piece right here, guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Fiskars trimmer. Oh, you know what? We should probably go ahead and put the phone. Should we put the phone in the thing?
So give us a second here.
Give us a second. We're gonna change up our view.
And if anybody is waiting for the new Tim Holtz trimmer, they are coming. We got one shipment in, and we're sold out again. Okay, so
we got a small shipment, but we've got more. All right, let me lay this the right direction, and then you'll be able to see. We're going to see if we're upside down, and if we are, then we're going to, guess what, turn it around, aren't we, Diane?
Okay.
And then Diane can tell me where I can be, where you can see me.
I did have it the right way the first time.
Good job. That's great, because I know I have a hard time with that.
It is a little confusing. Us old ladies in technology are like...
We'll get her. We'll get her. Oops. Well, there we go. We had a crash.
Okay.
I'll set my paper here so you can see.
Is everything okay?
We just had a little, we just lost the phone.
We just lost
the
table had fallen.
Oh, Maggie came. She thought our table fell.
Is it on there?
It's there. Now
there.
I think it's clamped.
Okay, sorry about that, ladies.
All right, we're right there. We're the right direction, Diane?
We are.
Oh, good.
We are.
So we're right side up. We're on, and I can go like here, probably?
Are we? No. All
right, we're gonna flip. I should have had something.
This is
that
not
was
a real good paper to
No, it's
test.
not. Here, let me put this there. That'll be a little bit better. I thought we would use our arm today, and then it's a little easier for you to see things right side up, and then Diane's arm doesn't get tired, and she'll watch for comments.
It's still backwards. Any way I turn it. Why is that?
I don't know. What do you want to get your phone and see? Oh no, that's right. That's right like that.
But it's
because there's our comments coming up from the bottom. So I think we're good.
But it looks upside down in the phone when I'm looking at it.
Yeah. They say perfect. Diane's going to get her phone and she will watch for comments and she'll make adjustments if we need them. And thank you everyone for joining us today. I was thinking this morning when I was eating my scrambled eggs and bagel that Doug made for me.
Oh my goodness.
That how lucky we are that we have all these viewers. I see other stores that are struggling, and anyway, just thank you for all your support. It means a lot to me personally and to all of our staff here at Memory Bound. So I'm going to make this kind of easy. I want this floral piece for my front cover, and I need it to be 4 1/4 by 5 7/8. So I'm going to trim, and I'm going to go right to the edge. So I'm going to trim my paper. I'm going to start out at 4 1/4. Now I have a slide trimmer, which is like the new Tim Holtz one, but it's not Tim Holtz because, guys, we sold out of them. So I haven't got mine yet. But I'm going to go ahead and just cut off 4 1/4. And then I know that I need it to be 5 7/8. So I'm going to take my ruler, and I did not, let me get a pencil out of my cart here.
Is that better? Is that a better picture? I raised up the arm a little.
We'll find out from people. So I want it to be 5 7/8. I won't be able to capture everything, but I kind of know where I want it. So I'm going to take my ruler and I'm going to just kind of slide it around till I get where I want it. And then I'm just going to mark 5 7/8. And then I'll trim it down if I need to. So I'm going to mark those spots. And then I'm going to cut that off. And like I said, we are doing this live today, everybody. So you're going to see it when we see it.
Thanks, everybody, for the great comments. They're saying how great Memory Bound is.
That is sweet.
We do have a very good staff. Our staff is like...
And sometimes when you measure, you just need to cut off a little bit more. So that's what I'm going to do. I need to trim off a little bit more on this side.
I was going to use my phone to...
And there we go. I think that looks pretty darn good. Except I want to trim off a little more. Evidently I didn't measure exactly right last night, and that's okay, because then you know it happens to everybody.
That's what rulers are for.
And then I brought my vintage photo distress ink, and I am going to put a little ink on the edges of this because it's kind of a distressed vintage looking paper, and I just think that adds to it. So I'm going to add that, and I got a really juicy ink pad, which I love.
Yes. I was
I
using
must
my
have re-inked it.
ice spruce the other day, and I could not get any color, so I have to have...
Okay, so now when I do stuff like this, a lot of times I use the red line glue because that's one that I really like. But today I'm at Memory Bound, so I'm able to use the precision glue press, and it'll be a little bit faster for all of us. And
they're back in stock in December.
Yeah. Sorry, everybody. I don't have one either.
No, I don't either.
So Diane and I are waiting. They're supposed to be back mid to late December.
Oh, they want us to open a second location in Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
Oh my gosh, wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah. Ooh.
All right, so let's put this on. I'm not inking any of the actual folio. I'm just going to leave that the way it is. And I'm going to come back and I'm going to add something to this cover. But hey, we got one piece done, and I mismeasured and fixed it up, and it was all good. So there we go. And we're going to do something cool right in there.
Every mistake is
fixable. But I don't know what yet. Okay, now
in South Pasadena or Dubuque or Maine.
You know, Diane,
gracious.
Do you remember when people wanted us to open a store on the other side of Ankeny?
Yeah.
That was quite a few years ago, and we're like, oh my gosh. All right, this is the back. Here's the front, and then I'm flipping it over to the back, and I got 4 3/8 by 5 7/8. Let's see if that's the right measurement.
Oh, you ladies are funny. Or, yeah, Janet can open one in Texas.
Now, I'm not, you could measure your paper so that, you know, you could save paper. I'm not really worrying about that because, hey, I got 2 sheets of everything, so I think I'm going to be just fine. So there's my 4 3/8 by 5 7/8, and that looks pretty good. I think that looks pretty good. So let's we're going to add a little bit of ink to the edge.
Oh, we have a lot of viewers today.
Welcome, guys.
From everywhere. Illinois, Minnesota, California, Maine, Texas, Florida. Wow, you guys are great.
Well, like I said earlier, I was just thinking about this at breakfast today, that how lucky we are and that we're still in business because we have so many wonderful customers and viewers. And it's greatly appreciated. Yes. I'm going to open this up to put this on, guys. Just
Letha, we do ship, and a lot of times they go out the very same day.
Yeah, quite often. Oops. See, now when you use liquid glue, then you can kind of scooch things if you need to.
Love liquid glue.
Now, I was not a liquid glue user.
I was not either.
Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and do these 3 pieces on the inside, because before I fold over my pocket, I need to have my paper on there. And I decided to use the paper that is the Christmas ornaments, kind of old-fashioned-y. And it looks like I need to cut that 5 and 7 or 5.75 inches. And you guys, if you're using paper like this, make sure that you have it going in the right direction. Unless you don't care. Some people don't care. I'm kind of anal about it for like this type of thing.
I'll go visit TJ, and she's 20 minutes from Disneyland.
Oh,
road trip.
Disney's the happiest place on earth, everybody. Oh, I guess I still need this. Now, each of these sections, they're not the same size. The middle one's a little bit bigger, so I'm going to go ahead and cut off these 3 pieces here, 3 3/8, 4 3/8, and 3.75, which I think is really, well, I don't know what that is. Well, let's see what we come up with. Let's remeasure this, because that's kind of...
And maybe when Janet does the blog post, she can put some of these measurements, because you really can't see the measurements.
They're probably hard to see.
Yeah, they are with...
And, you know, if you don't have the measurements,
just...
This is a great tool. Get a ruler, and then you just measure your space. Make sure you don't cover over the fold lines, the score lines. So we got 3 3/8, and then we need 4 3/8. We'll see if I measured right on these. I'm blaming a lot on my ankle brain, guys. So if these aren't right, then we'll say it's Kellie's ankle brain.
Pat, she is going to use a magnet that will come.
Yes, I want to show you the magnet, because those are sometimes tricky, and I'm going to show you how to do it. Because don't you love the snap, a good snap of a magnet?
Katie, you get right on that. She wants to do a map. We did that a long time ago, where
we had a map.
We had a huge map, and every time. I don't know,
we had it back in our studio.
Yeah. We had a studio.
We don't know if we have a studio. Not today. Today we're back in the corner on this little table, but we're making it work. All right. Now, what I did when I cut those, I kind of kept them in the same order so I wouldn't get terribly confused. And I'm going to just make sure that I measured right. That one looks good. So let's put it on.
Carol, it was nice seeing you yesterday too. Hope to see you before Christmas. Jan wants to take Memory Bound on the road. Wouldn't that be a hoot?
Kind of like a bookmobile. Remember
we could get a big trailer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we'll get right on that.
That'd be fun. Okay, so let's put that piece down. Like I said, if you're using liquid glue, you can kind of smush it around. I'm using the precision glue press because it's a little faster for our video.
And the Nouveau glue is awesome glue. That's my glue of choice.
It's quite popular. It's probably our best-selling liquid glue. We have Barely Art, and we have Art Glitter Glue, but probably Nouveau is our go-to.
Ladies are just the nicest. We got places to stay all over the country.
Oh my gosh, Diane. We'll have to hit the road.
If we were only younger.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get this piece on. I'm trying to go fast because this isn't really, you probably don't really care about watching me put on liquid glue. But look how cool liquid glue is to use for projects like this. And Diane and I became liquid glue fans recently. For me, it's been since Merrymakers last year. Okay, look at here. We're doing pretty good, guys. We got the inside. Look at those
cool
red
paper.
ornaments. I
Cool
love
paper.
it. I love it. Okay, now what do we want to do next? Let's do this little flap. We'll do this little flap next. And I hadn't really decided what I was going to put there.
We had a group from Ottumwa, which is right south of here, but she said the husband maybe not so much enjoyed it. The ladies
shucks.
did.
Oh, shucks.
RVTV on channel 13.
Yeah, that's what we would be for sure. Okay, for this little piece, it's not a real big piece, and I was thinking about taking this cut apart and cutting it down to size to put right here on the front. So let's do that.
The glue presses are out of stock until
December.
December.
Mid to late December.
Yeah. Sorry, you'll have to get a gift card if you want one for
get a
Christmas.
gift. They're $34, aren't they $34.99? So
yes, Beth, we ordered as many as we could, and these companies sold out. And the last word that Kelly got from
I just checked on them this week.
From them is mid to late December.
And you know they want them too.
Yeah, they do.
So we need to have 4 inches. And then 2 7/8. I'm sorry, measurements kind of are boring sometimes.
Yeah.
And then I always check to make sure it fits, and I think it does. I'm throwing all my scraps, you guys, into my knee scooter basket. So, Katie, I hope you're going to come in and clean that out for me. She cleaned it out on Saturday.
PJ, that would be fun. She said it would be interesting to find out how people found your morning videos.
Oh, well, hey, make a comment.
And I just talked to a lady from Massachusetts this morning, and she was looking for a Pacific product and just started Googling, and our store came up and found exactly what she wanted. So we are shipping 2 boxes to her this morning. But I'm not sure how everybody else found us from all over the country, but I love that paper.
Isn't that neat?
Yes.
Okay, this is where I'm going to put a magnet because, this is where I'm putting a magnet. I'm going to go ahead and this piece you can attach. This is the little accordion piece. This, I think it's what it's got its name from. I'm going to attach that to this middle. So it's not going to come out. So I want this to be a magnet that attaches to that piece.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I'm doing it a little different.
Yes.
So I've got one of the magnets from Basic Gray, and they have adhesive on the back. So I'm going to stick it on here. Let's see. I'm going to stick it about in the middle. You can measure if you want. And I'm going to stick it on there. I'm covering it with paper, so it's not really going to matter.
The ornament paper is Deck the Halls. This paper right here, what she is using, it's called Deck the Halls. And it's got this green on the back.
Okay, and then I'm going to cut another piece that's 4 inches. Oh, I can't decide which one to use. I think I'll use this. 4 by 2 7/8. And like I said, if you don't know the measurements, just measure and just cut it a little smaller. It's pretty easy.
You guys are funny this morning.
Hey, it's Wednesday, everybody.
Okay, can you buy the empty bottles with the tips separate from the press? You cannot buy.
Yeah.
Yes, you can. They did come out with empty bottles.
And you get an empty bottle with it.
Yes, so you get 1 full bottle, 1 empty bottle, is it?
And you get an extra the tip. There's 2 different tips.
Okay, so you get a lot.
Yeah, we're using the fine tip. I don't know if you can really see that, but there's one that's a little bit less fine, a little bit bigger tip.
Right.
So everyone, I want you to know my magnet is stuck there, and I'm going to put my paper right over the top of it. And one thing I want to say is sometimes I add a little extra glue to the magnet because I really want it to stay in place. I think I need my lights back here so we can see.
I was thinking of that.
Okay.
Diane found us when we did Maker Mania.
Oh, good, good.
Verlyn found us in the back of a scrapbooking magazine.
Oh, yeah.
That's cool.
Love that, guys.
Yeah.
Okay, I had a piece. Okay, so I need this. And then what we're going to do next is this piece is actually going to be a pocket. I'm going to put score tape on the sides, and then I'm going to tape it down. And what I want to do is I'm going to cover it with paper first.
So Bunny is saying that she goes back and has watched our videos. We think we're probably well over 1,000 videos now.
Oh, yeah.
We had our 800th video. Did we do it in May, maybe? I just roughly counted.
I can't remember now, Diane.
But so there's a lot of really good informational videos and a lot of funny videos out there to go watch. So you can find them all in Facebook.
Okay, let's cut this 1.75. Okay, so we're going to put solid green there, and I think we'll do solid green on the opposite side
This
too.
is that green paper is pretty
It's
cool.
really gorgeous.
Yeah.
So I just want to see how it fits, and guys, you can see it's a little too long. It wasn't really quite 6, it was probably 5 7/8, so I'm going to trim it down, which is very easy to do. It's better to cut it too big and then trim it down than to cut it.
But you know, if you do cut it short, you just take another piece or an embellishment.
You got lots of paper.
Yeah. Treva, I Google places in Iowa as I traveled from Kansas to Minnesota, found you and super nice ladies in the store.
Don't we have a great staff? I feel so
To tell
lucky.
me about the videos, and I'm hooked. My husband likes Memory Bound. He also likes the quilt store.
Oh, we have a really good
morning.
quilt store here in Ankeny.
Every time he
And
went
if
with me, my budget went up.
Oh, there you go.
Yes.
That's what you want. All right, this I want to be a pocket, so I'm putting score tape on the edge, on the ends. So, and I'm using 1/4 inch. I think 1/8 you could use. It's just 1/8 is pretty skinny, and I'd like to make sure it. Then the other thing I want to do is I want to have a little, Diane, I'm going to borrow this circle punch. I'm using a 1.5 inch circle punch. You could use 1 1/4. You could use 1. You can use whatever you want. And I'm going to punch a little piece out of here, and then it'll be a little easier to get things.
And don't always think you have to do it in the middle.
Yeah, I like to kind of do it on the
I do
ends.
too. Okay.
All right, let's pull this off.
Claudia said, Facebook in 2020, Katie in the bumblebee suit. I found my people.
We should find out the best memories.
Yay, Katie.
Now, I had a reason for doing that where I did it because I wanted to put this little Christmas memories here. So I'm going to stick that on there. And this was just from the paper. We haven't even looked at the stickers yet.
I think a lot of people found us during COVID, just scrolling through when you needed something to do.
All right, how are we looking? Pretty good? Look at here, guys. We are doing very well.
Jean, I don't think we have any extra tip packages in stock
No,
either. I think they're
unfortunately,
out
everything
too.
is sold out.
Yep. Maker Mania, they found us. Facebook. Juanita put score tape on top of the magnet, which you can also do.
That's a good idea. I do that quite often
Yep.
too. Now this piece can be kind of like, what do I do? It's got this slanted edge and you're not sure. So I cut out a piece that was a little bit narrower and a little bit shorter. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put it back here, kind of. I'm going to use, Diane, here I'm going to use my temporary.
Yep.
I've got repositionable adhesive. I'm going to stick right there. I've only had this for like a month. I was never a repositionable adhesive person. I know Diane loves it. Maggie or Katie and Janet use it all the time. So I'm going to go ahead and stick this paper.
Where does this go?
Oh yeah, don't want to lose my magnet. So I'm going to stick it on the back. I don't know if you can see this.
Yep, you're good.
I'm going to stick it to the back.
Jennifer is from Vancouver, Canada, and I'm really sorry we can't ship to Canada. We just have never quite figured that out. But
there's some complications with, and then I'm going to go like this. And I can pull that off. Just rub off that adhesive. Let's cut that. And I'm going to cut it just a little bit on the inside because I don't really want that pen line to show. And it needs to be a little smaller anyway. So when I cut this, you're going to see that it's still maybe a little bit too big. So then all you do is just cut a little 1/8 or 1/4 of an inch off the bottom. And I'll do that.
Yeah, a lot of ladies just found us just scrolling through Facebook during COVID. Audra found us when her daughter was looking at Iowa State, who eventually came to Iowa State, so she was able to come.
It's kind of fun because we get a lot of parents.
Yep.
I'm not going to say moms because we have men or dads, or we get men and women customers whose kids are going to the local Iowa State college and then they come here. Okay, there we go. Now this I also want to hold down, and you could put score tape along the right side and the bottom. I am just going to put score tape at the bottom to make it easier to put things in that pocket. So I'm going to grab my score tape, and there's no need to put paper on the back of that. So we're just going to run it along the bottom here.
This, Susie, this is a collection pack. It's called Holiday Charm from Photoplay, and you can buy it. You get the stickers and several papers.
Yeah, you get 2 of each sheet of paper.
Okay, so there's 6 papers, 2 of each.
Okay, now we've got to do...
And I believe it's like $15.99, but it is Holiday Charm from Photoplay.
I don't know what I want to put there, Diane. I don't know.
What
I
think you got left? What
Well,
about one of the, is there a cut apart, like a 4x6 cut
I
apart?
think there is, but they're going the wrong direction.
Okay.
They're kind of going the wrong direction. So we can do, I could do the green again. Yeah, those are going the wrong direction too. What about if we just do, I'm kind of thinking the trees. I kind of like the trees. And then I think if we put this green right here, so I'm going to go ahead and cut a piece to match that.
Yeah, Patricia lives in California, but her daughter lives in Johnston, so she gets to come and see us a couple times a year.
Yep.
When
I just talked to Patricia on the phone.
She asked me if I'll be visiting my friends at Memory Bound. I feel like we are friends since it is.
I do feel like we know a lot of people.
Lifetime friends.
All right,
that's for sure.
It looks like I laid this in my ink, everybody. I think when I opened it, I got it in my ink, but I don't care.
No.
I have a really juicy ink pad, and I don't know why. I must have re-inked it. And I hope everybody knows that the Distress inks and the oxides, they all have re-inkers. And they're very easy to re-ink. You basically just squirt it on and let it soak in. You can take a credit card if you want and kind of push it around. Sometimes I just let it soak in. Okay, now I think we're ready to do the tricky part. Look at what we've got so far, guys. And we haven't even decorated it.
I know.
I hope I'm making it look easy because that's what I really wanted to do.
Yep.
Okay, where's my accordion piece?
Debbie tried to talk hers into going to Iowa State so I would have an excuse to go to Memory
Bound. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they are loving this.
Oh, I'm glad you like it because now my only problem is, oh, here it is. So now we're going to do the accordion piece, and this This is a little tricky, but you know what? Last night I figured out a way that I really like to do it, and I'm going to show you what I did, and then you can decide if that works for you.
Kelly will probably be on her scooter another month, 6 weeks.
Or longer. 6 weeks?
8 weeks? I don't know.
Too long. Too long. You guys, I really did mess up my ankle.
She had a bad break.
It was bad. Diane witnessed it.
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to set that magnet over there so I don't lose it. So the thing about this is it's slanted. They're not squares or rectangles. So what I'm going to do, and I'm going to lay it right across my paper, and what I discovered last night is the first 3 sections, they fit perfect across a 12 by 12 sheet of paper. So what I did last night is I actually just took a pencil, and I don't have a pencil right now, so I'm going to use my ink pen, and I just drew right across here.
They say you're making it look easy.
I hope so. I hope so. And then I'm going to cut that. You can see my line, and that's going to cover 3 sections of that, and then I've got 2 more sections to go, and I'll show you what we're going to do with that, because I found a trick for that too. Because I looked at this and I'm like, oh, that's going to be a little tricky. Now on my trimmer, I mean, you can use scissors if you want. I'm able to cut this line even though it's a little diagonally on my trimmer because it's going up over the top of the lip there. And I'm lining up my ink lines and just giving her a little cut. And my ink line is still showing, but I'm going to put some brown distress ink on that. And
you can ink it in.
And it'll be fine. Yeah. So then what I discovered was each of these sections, I'm going to cut this apart. So my first section, I think they are all 3 3/4. So I'm going to cut this into 3 3/4 pieces, and I'm going to flip it over because I want to measure it like so. So there's 3 3/4, and it's going to go here. And then my next one, because these are all the same width. And I'm kind of just hoping this works out. I think it will. So now one thing about this is they're 3 3/4, but if you remember, we drew the line to be this perfect size. So that means this is going to cover it completely, and I don't really want it to. So I just have to take each piece and I just have to shave like 1/8 of an inch off, and I'm going to do it on that pen line. When I did it last night at home, I just did it across the bottom and it worked perfectly, but you can do it either way.
Yep.
And I'm doing it this way because I do have a little bit of a pen mark on the top. And we're going to put these on, and then we are going to show you how to cut for those last 2 pieces. And you know, I guess I want to give a shout out to Tim Holtz for making such an incredible product like this.
You know, we all like his stuff. It's good. Good morning, Bonnie.
So we'll do a little ink. And then we've got to remember, help me remember everybody, because this is where the magnet's going to come into play.
Morning, Sue.
So we're going to have this piece here, and then we're going to have this piece, and we're going to have this piece. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, it is.
I love it. I love it. Okay. So I'm going to set those aside. And then remember, we've got these last 2 sections that we need to put paper on. And I could either I could do the same thing and measure it right here so we have some more roses. Or I could also take it here. This is the same angle. And then all I would have to do is just cut out my pieces like that. And I'm going to do it that way.
This is a really fun project.
It is really fun.
Yes.
So I'm just going to make a mark here, and I'm going to make a mark here and a mark here.
So Heidi uses, I don't even know how to pronounce that, Heidi, marking pen, and it disappears with heat.
Oh, nice.
Frixion marking
Oh,
pen.
we've had those. We've had a different brand of pens from that company. We had the erasable pen. Maybe that's what she's talking about.
Well, she says it disappears with heat.
Well, and you know, I don't usually use a pen.
I usually use a
pencil, but since this is what I didn't have a pencil in my basket on my scooter and I didn't think to bring one. These are going to be 3 3/4 also, so I'm going to go ahead and cut those. That's the kind of neat thing. They're all 3 3/4. So let's just put a little ink on these. Look how quickly you can ink these up, especially if you have a juicy ink pad. So get your re-inkers. Now, if you make these, I'm going to tell you, I've done the back side and it did get confusing. I've already attached all my paper to the back, and you have to like turn it to see if you've got it going the right direction. This one won't be quite as confusing because it has a pattern on it. Okay, I'm not putting this on yet. Well, I guess, no, we're not putting this piece on yet because we're putting a magnet under there.
The repositionable, I don't know, does it eventually?
No, it doesn't. I asked,
okay.
I did check with our adhesive people and it does not.
Now, Janet uses it, I think, for all of her adhesive.
Yeah, she does.
And she has no problem with it sticking.
She says it sticks very well.
Yeah. So if you do want to use it as your main adhesive, you can
absolutely
use it.
Look how fast liquid glue is, you guys.
Yeah.
And it gives you a little play room. Now, if you don't have liquid glue, that's okay too. And then I kind of want to look here because this looks like it's a little bit long. I should have checked that before I inked it.
And there's adhesive. Everybody has their favorite adhesive, and every adhesive has their purpose.
Yeah, we don't just have liquid adhesive, do we, Diane?
I use everything. Just like I have like 4 trimmers now, and I use them all.
Well, like Diane said, the new Tim Holtz trimmer is coming, and she already got one.
And I like rotary blades, so me going to a precision, I don't even know
slide one.
It's a little different, but it cuts beautifully.
I think we should tell everybody the trimmer that you still have and see who else still has one.
Okay, so I have the old EK Success Cutter Bee green rotary blade one. Does anybody else have one of those?
I think was it called Cutter? Yeah, Cutter Pede or something. Cutter Bee.
I like the rotary blade one, but I did buy the new Fiskars one, and it is so light and it just cuts beautifully. So, but I did need a new one because I have 2 different work areas, so I keep one on both.
So you've got plenty.
Yeah.
Okay, now I want to tell you something that I did last night that I didn't need to do. I put paper on the back, and I'm going to attach this here. So I really didn't need to put paper on the back, or I could not attach it.
You could leave it so it's like a pull-out.
So you could put a magnet and magnetize this.
Oh yeah,
that would be neat. But I was going to attach it, so I put this paper on. You don't need that, and I think, do I want to do that with score tape? I'm going to figure out where I want it, and I want it kind of up high because I want this to show.
Okay, Lisa still has one. Shannon has one. Laura
right.
has one. Mary has one.
Oh, I love it. You're not the only one, Diane.
Patricia, I have the 2 new Tonic Tim Holtz trimmers. The bigger one that is called, I'm not sure what it's called.
I have the guillotine, the Tim Holtz guillotine, and I like that. It's heavy duty. It'll cut a lot of paper. It sits solid on my table.
It's the rotary media trimmer is the one that he came out with. That's a rotary, and it cuts through really thick stuff, and it is $99.99. And then the new Tim Holtz one is $35.99, and it's called Precision Trimmer. So I have both of those.
Diane does a lot of trimming. So I went ahead and I've attached this because I want this just to stay in there. So I've attached on the back piece, so it's there. I'm going to put this paper on this little front of the accordion, but I want to have a magnet so it holds this shut. So I've got a magnet. I don't know if you guys remember, but we snuck a magnet right under this paper here. So I'm going to take my other magnet and I'm going to stick it right on there. I think I learned this trick from Katie, you guys. So then I'm going to peel off that adhesive. And then this is solid, it's stuck in there, and then I'm just going to close it where I want it to be. And then when I open it up, my magnet is stuck exactly where it needs to be.
TJ, it does cut very heavy stuff. Now, there was some chipboard here that I don't know what the dimension, what the weight was, and it didn't cut that. But for the most part,
heavy.
It does do pretty normal chipboard or layers of things, and it also cuts very thin strips. Really, really nice.
Now, Juanita's tip was to put a little score tape on your magnet, and I did that. And I'm also going to put, I think our glue press is running out, so I'm going to bring out my fine line red top glue. And I use this quite often too. It's just you have to put the tip on it when you're not using it, but it works just the same.
I don't know, how many employees do we have now? 20?
About 20.
I think we have 20.
20 wonderful staff members.
I don't know if that includes Doug, but I think it's 20.
Do we count
or 20
Doug or not? I don't know.
He's an intricate part of Memory Bound.
How are we doing on time? This should be pretty good.
Are
we doing okay?
Yeah.
So there, my magnet is right underneath there, guys. And look at, oh, I love that. And then when I open it.
Oh, that paper is so cool.
We haven't even decorated it. Oh my gosh, well, I better get busy. Okay. The other thing is you could leave these spaces, but Maggie inspired me because she took some of that stripe paper and she cut it into thin strips and she covered her tray with it.
Can you use?
I've actually cut piece. Oh. So I took some of the stripe, which is this paper, and you want about 3/8 of an inch. It's got, you could use this too if you wanted. So I cut it into 3/8 of an inch.
We don't know what it's called. It's the stripe.
Now, if you're cutting 3/8 of an inch is not easy on a trimmer like this. So what I did was I knew that I had 12 inches. So now I have 11 and what would that be, 5/8? So I'm just going to move my paper over, let's see. So I'm just going to move my paper over 3 more eighths, like so.
Yeah, they're loving this. The paper is...
And then I'm just going to cut it again.
Really cool.
I'll just cut 2 strips because you can get the idea. And then...
Julie, I think you need this paper. Or maybe you've already bought it.
She might have already got it. So then I'm measuring this, and this is going to be just under 6 inches because I want a little bit of that to show. So all my pieces are going to be the same except for that little bottom pocket. So this is the thing about the new trimmer. You don't have to open it up to be able to cut this size. I have a bracelet on, everyone, and it keeps catching my microphone for some reason. Okay, so there's a couple of them, and I'll fill in the other ones later because I want to be able to show you some other things. So let's put a little glue on here. I think the stripe, and if you guys follow Katie Petite, and I hope you do, from 49 and Market, she's making an Advent calendar, and she put the striped washi tape from Christmas Spectacular on it, and it looks amazing. There's something about stripes and these candy cane stripes that I just love. And we're going to put one over here.
Let me know, Julie, if you need it.
Diane will take care of you. So, and I will put stripes on the others, but doesn't that just add? It's just fun. I just love it.
It's perfect.
Okay, we want to, oh, I didn't put the ribbon on, Diane. Oh, shoot, Diane got me ribbon. Okay.
Where is it?
Oh, I don't even know. Okay.
Right there.
Well, I'm going to tell you what I was supposed to do. Before we put this paper on, we were supposed to put ribbon, and I've got it hidden over here. I wanted to put ribbon underneath this. This is an option. You can stick your ribbon right underneath just this front panel. You want to have enough so that it'll wrap around and you can tie it. If you don't do that, you can just wrap your ribbon around and tie it, and that's probably what I will do. I could put it under here, but I've already glued that on. We could put something on the back. We'll figure out a way.
Yeah,
we'll do it.
There's always a way.
There's a way. Okay, so on the front, we haven't put any stickers or anything on there, but I think you can probably figure that out. I think we've shown you how to do the hard part. So with the sticker sheet, I thought about right here, I wanted to put something kind of fun, and I'll show you my two options that I was thinking about.
Okay, Janet says you can add your ribbon around the outside and just put a label over it on the back side. No.
Oh, true. That's true. Maybe we'll do
There's
that.
always a way to fix it.
Yeah, or just do it on the outside too.
Yeah.
So there's this little piece
this.
that says Hello December, and I thought that was kind of neat. And then I also liked, there was something that says Noel.
Yep,
So I'll show you some options. So we could do something like this in there. You can tell that I hadn't really planned this part of it out, and that's okay. I think we'll do Hello December because I kind of like that. So I'm going to snip this because it's going to be, I really like ransom lettering too, guys. I love that. And let's get the December inked up. And I'm going to use my tape runner for this.
Mistakes are often a good teaching tool.
Yeah, well, if I do it, and you don't have to do it that way. That was just kind of my plan.
You have a lot of options because there's a lot of options on your 12 by 12 sticker sheet or the ephemera pack. So you have lots of options, depending on what you're going to use it for.
Look at that little heart sticker. That's so cute. Let's see, there's some other hearts and stars.
Those striped stars.
Oh, yes, we do want a star. Oh, where are we going to put this little star? We'll put it right there.
Jeannie, you will love this collection.
It's really neat. It's vintage. It's kind of different for photo play. I think they have an artist that is doing more vintage type things. Okay, and then so you have all of these little phrases that you can cut apart. I do want to cut, there was a paper.
And they're on the paper.
Yeah, they're the
paper that has those.
And there are these, which I think I've cut somewhere. But here, I'll cut this up. So I've got this pocket here, everyone, and there's lots of fun things to stick in the pocket also.
Our work area back here is very limited, so we're
crowded.
We are.
Look you can stick that in your pocket, and then it will stick out, which is kind of fun.
Put some ribbon on the top. Things sticking out the top, I love.
The most wonderful time of the year. We can put that there. I love this little Merry Christmas. I inked part of it, so I must have liked it. And you know what I would do with this? I would just clip that on with a little clip. And then we need something to stick in there, Diane, so let's... Oh, maybe I could stick Joy to the World in here. And then, let's see, let's get a sticker for the front. I think this Santa is kind of neat.
It's a good Santa.
If Diane says it's a good Santa, you know it is a good Santa.
Kind of particular about our Santas around here as trees.
And then I kind of like these stickers. I kind of like for here. I like to do little tabs like this.
Make a grouping.
So
they are loving this.
I'm glad you guys like it. So remember, we've got our magnet here. So we just need to open that up. I think we need to have something cool there. And you can't really, we're not going to pop anything up there because it's got the magnet. So you don't really want to pop anything up there.
Janet says, the wife of the guy packing my albums is a scrapbooker, so he knows how valuable they are. That's pretty cool.
I love that. Okay, let's add this, and then we'll wrap her up, everybody. I think you've got the idea. I hope you're inspired today with the Tim Holtz accordion folios. I kind of like this little Noel for right there. I kind of like it. Let's see. Okay, so also think about what's going to show, and it's going to show right above our little piece. Okay, well, what do you guys think? We haven't even really finished it, but I think you've got the idea. And then what I will do is I'll finish it and get some pictures. We're going to add the stripe around the sides, and we put some here on the bottom, and on the inside. It's going to go right in the middle here.
Yeah, that will be cool.
And okay, so that was the Tim Holtz Accordion Folio and the Photo Play Christmas Charm.
Okay, we
did it live.
Yeah,
we did it in an hour.
Did it.
I know there's more to do. You're going to add your pictures.
Yeah,
you
there's
can
lots
write
of
some
space
memories
to put pictures.
You can put pockets. You could put a pocket here and have something sticking out. You know, like Diane mentioned, we both kind of like to have things sticking out.
And you could have made a pocket back here too on the very back and just put adhesive around it and made a pocket like right here
yes.
And then things like that stick out too. So that's just
right
another
here,
option.
Yeah, right here, just put your score tape on the three sides and then you have a pocket. I needed to do that more. So it's ready for pictures, some more decorating, and then you're going to have a really wonderful little Christmas mini album.
You always have a lot of options. Yes,
so
they loved it.
Oh, good. Thank you, everyone. And gosh, thanks for joining us and supporting Memory Bound. I hope you have a great rest of the day, and I will finish this up and we'll show it to you tomorrow. And we'll be back tomorrow. I have no idea what's on the schedule.
We never know.
There is something on the schedule. If you are with Merry Makers, we do have a little video tomorrow afternoon that you can watch live or later.
Stay tuned for that.
And it's going to be a lot of fun. And then Merry Makers starts in 2 days.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, Diane.
And I think we're ready.
We are ready to go.
I think we're ready.
Have a great rest of the day, and we'll see you soon. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for joining us. I don't know what direction I'm going right now.
Either.
Probably the other way, but have a great day. We'll see you soon. Janine's here.
How can I stop it? Okay, here we go.